back's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you gotta fight, don't lose it. If you gotta do it, die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the close minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Welcome back, Rico Moneybags, a channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure the bell notification stays lit. Like that, you guys will not miss out on any future updates. We got a little market recovery, pretty interesting to say the least. And I think we can all, appreciate that. Let me just work on something really quick. There we go. But yeah, looking really good. Nice little market pump. Is it going to sustain? We're going to get into that, of course. We're going to go over some things. And then we also got the Trolls Den space later on, man. We got a space later on to jump into. We got our space tomorrow that's super important for XPX. If you guys are new to XPX, if you guys are listening to us, if you guys are part of the community already, if you guys have been tapped in, we got some, some big announcements. A new chapter starting. It's pretty fire. And it actually leads to a lot more things that's coming in the future for XPX. So the minute we get our toe in the door, we squeeze our foot in there. And when we got our foot in there, we're going to take it all the way, baby. That's just what we're going to do. So I'm actually been very excited for what's to come. But, it's nice to see the markets picking up. Nice to see the community pulling up. I'm going to share my page right now, share my screen with you guys right now, and kind of get this started for everybody. We'll jump into BTC, of course, what we got to talk about. And then, we'll jump into XPX. We'll jump into all the favorite plays, all the communities that pull up. We'll talk about the Trolls Den space that's coming up as well in a couple hours. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Today's one of those days, those overtime on the overtime days. But it is what it is. It's the start to the week. Let's start it off strong. And if you start strong, you'll finish strong, right? But we got BTC right here. And I was looking at it before the stream, even on this 15-minute chart, how long this downtrend was on a 15-minute chart, right? And the higher time frames is where things are really important. But this is where you're identifying this uptick right now that's going on. Because right now it's like, why are we pumping up? Because, technically on these higher time frames, things are still in the red, right? But this is where this uptick is happening, is all this selling that was going on, even on this 15-minute chart. It was just basically, even with these buy signals, really trading a couple times above it, but right back underneath it. And we could have something like that happen again, where we trade above it for a little bit, but we don't break a pass, some important levels like this right here. You can look backwards and see, even right here, we're hitting right here, this stuff could pull back, once again, and test the market. We're not far away from that 59,000. We did a pretty nice long on the catching that bottom of the 59,000. Could I have held it a lot longer? Definitely. Is there a lot going on all in 1 month that it's like, hey, I'm up, it's 80%, I'm going to take it? But it definitely could have been a decent runner. But the markets are sketchy right now. So that's why, you just do what you got to do in these markets and stuff like that, right? So we're going to get into some of the higher time frames, because I wanted to identify why the uptick was kind of happening, like on the chart wise, where it was actually happening at. And it's, you can see down here on these lower time frames, the break above the 200, how we respect that, because, even the first mouse, second mouse little game, and it starts to go up. Not picture perfect, but you get the idea. And this is where that momentum is actually picking up. So all these times you saw these green candles, even on the shorter time frames, they were not valid, right? Because if you would have waited for one that actually broke above the 200 moving average, you would have been with a solid trend, right? And a trend that is still pretty valid right now, is Bitcoin's creeping up to $64,000 BTC, right? So keep that in mind, that if you're looking for where it's happening, you can find a shorter time frame and be like, okay, is it going to continue now, right? And then again, you work your way back up to time frames, and you're seeing, even on the hourly chart, we haven't broke past that 200 moving average. So, again, being patient right now for how the overall market condition is reversing. Is this a re- complete recovery? Is it a shorter time frame that's having a breakout that could probably get tested again later on? These are all questions you got to ask yourself, right? So, on this hourly time frame, obviously we would want to see this, breaking out of these two lines right here. If it breaks to the downside, you can go short. If it breaks to the upside, you got that long position happening right there. And this is how a lot of people would trade these ranges, and see if you have that momentum to place a long position on BTC up here around that 200 moving average. Let's get rid of some of these lines. Let's keep working our way up. And this is why, it was kind of important to show you guys that 15-minute chart is where it's happening. But when you get higher up in the time frames, it's like we're still trading underneath, well underneath the 200 moving average on some of these time frames, right? We're really far away from it on this one. How much reversal is it going to take to just go ahead and break straight up? That would be a lot, right? So, right now, just like when we were patient before on the daily chart and it worked out for us, we just focused on building. Shout out to the XPX community pulling up. TK, I see you up in here now. I actually got the trolls then. I got your X page up to show everybody what's up later on. But yeah, appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Yeah, XPX fam, super strong. Share this, repost this, get it shared around. But BTC now just broke over 64K live. But this 4-hour chart is where it's like, that's a lot of work. Not saying it can't happen, but are we going to go straight up from right here? It could happen. This is crypto, right? We got Michael Saylor buying BTC again after selling 32. Was Michael Saylor chasing the IPO for SpaceX? Was some of the sell pressure people were chasing the SpaceX IPO? Was it Michael Saylor creating a better buy opportunity for himself because he sold a lot higher and then Bitcoin slipped all the way down? Did he do a little bit of something like that? Because he just purchased more than what he sold. So why did he sell the 32? That's going to be a whole nother mystery in itself, right? Was it to get a better price? Did he just snatch a BTC cheaper right now? Was the red day a bread day for Michael Saylor? So 4-hour chart, we still got some work to do. And his daily chart is where that patience really paid off for us. This is where that patience, when we were talking and there was all that hype and all that momentum and we were feeling it, we're loving it too, but we're like, we're going to be completely on board. We got one foot on the train and one foot off the train. We were holding on to that pole. If the train was ready to take off, we would have took off with the train. We'd like a locomotive, right? But we are being patient for this motion here, for when this 200 moving average was doing that, could have been the case. But the minute it rejected, and us being patient, and this is why being patient on some of the other ones on the even those shorter time frames, it's okay because this worked out pretty well. If you were patient, even for a daily sell signal, boom, right here, which it flipped at this price at 74,000, and you put your or your short, let's say you didn't get the perfect short and you got the wick of the thing, right here at 72,000. You wouldn't be mad at this trade, just watching that trade day by day, go up every single day, right? So right here, this is where Bitcoin's been before. It has bounced off of this. It has had some beautiful momentum. And I guess the question is right now, that's going to be the question for everybody in crypto. Is this level of support now? Is this level of support for Bitcoin, this 59K? Is this where we, tend to hold on to and try to take things bouncing off of this, going higher? That's a big question. What's up, Titanium? Nuts? Sheesh. Early Monday. What up, Titanium? But this is the big question. Is the bounce happening from right here? And you can see on the daily chart, we're patient before. You can be patient again. Wait for some green to pop up over here. And, if you wanted to trade that, not financial advice, you could, right? So that is BTC right here. We are at a bottom price where we've been before, that 59K bouncing off of it, 59K bouncing off of it. Now, this point of control would be an area to keep an eye on. That's 68,000. And then if we can get back up to 81,000, we're so back. We're so back, right? So this is that area of when the races are really on up here. Is that 81K, just blast right through there. Most likely have like a little retracement, a little first mile, second mile game, something like this, but really blast through this gap, and come up to this price action up here. And we've seen that buyers and sellers have been up here before. So there's some orders that would be filled if we can blast through that. And there's some money sitting up there, right? All right. So let's go on to ETH next and see what's going on. Shout out to Meme Link pulling up. Let's go to the next play. We got ETH right here. Another, similar topic as far as being patient on a daily chart. And, this 200 moving average being extremely valid. And yeah, ETH bouncing off of this. We already talked about this level first. And if we broke past this, it was probably going to go lower. And, it did break past that. And that's why we seen it go lower, because this is where previous support was hanging out, and this is where all this stuff right here meant, yeah, hey, it's important. And you flip that, you could have got your daily sell signal up here at $2,000 ETH, traded that on a daily time frame. Hey, not trying to make the Lambo money in one day. I'm going to make it a little bit at a time. I'm going to stack it up, compound the money, and then get the Lambo, right? And there goes a daily chart signal, sell signal, and it would have been valid. You could have put your first take profit right here and your second one at this level, or you could have just let that thing ride, right? That's up to you. That's your choice. Okay, I think we might be getting close. Keep DCA. I feel like there's a breakout coming, bro. I do. I feel like there's a breakout coming for it. Those are some pretty discount prices. And watch how everybody that's looking at it right now, they're gonna wait till it's pumping up and then they're gonna, go after it instead of just going after it now. They're gonna wait till it's pumping up and then, go after the bag. So for ETH right now, although we got a nice little uptick from the $1,500 ETH that we were at before, we definitely got some work to do still. And this is the targets that we want to see. You see on this 4-hour chart, we're pretty far away. Pretty far away on that 4-hour chart. 1-hour chart looking better, but this is where, patience is a virtue. Are we coming up to this thing to come up here and get rejected and come back down to the point of control back to 1,500? I'm sure you don't want to be a part of that. And the markets are a little bit, it's the final countdown type of vibe, It's like, what are we gonna do? Da-da-dun-dun, da-da-dun-dun-dun. It's like it's like that. So, could price break past this and come down? It could. And that's something why we've been tracking price and why we focus on building and growing, networking and things like that. That's why we're going to the Trojan space later on. We got some big things right around the corner. Let some people know they definitely want to pay attention to XPX as well. So don't miss that opportunity. Shout out to Meme Link pulling up, man. I'll definitely pull you guys up. We're going through ETH right now. Maybe you guys want to buy some ETH at these cheap prices before Meme Link pumps up. This is, like I said, the red days are the bread days. They're the scariest days. There's so many sayings that the hardest part, like we know the sayings, is applying them, right? Like when the markets are fearful, be greedy. And when they're greedy, be fearful. If how many times we actually applied that, that would be our success story. So you know what? They got greedy. I got fearful. I seen them biting their nails, chatter, jaws, and stuff like that. They look fearful. I got greedy. And a lot of people were afraid of Bitcoin 59,000. A lot of people were afraid that, ETH down here at what is this, 1,500? But time and time again, you see those people who are bold. Like success does favor the bold. I will say that. If you're just twiddling your thumbs, you can have all the talent in the world and all that stuff. But if you don't put it on the field, if you don't put it to action, if you don't use it, you lose it. So ETH right now on the 1-hour chart, this is some prices I would be looking towards to see ETH back pumping back over $1,800 ETH. That would be more exciting for ETH and kind of give you a signal that maybe even on higher time frames, things are going to be looking better. So XRP giving us this kind of perfect example of what we're kind of breaking down right now with the 200 moving average and what it looks like when these things kind of bump into this major moving average And again, this could be a perfect example throughout this week where if not this, then that, where we get to say, hey, we've been patient. We saw this uptrend. We love it. But we like to be a part of these long trends. And these trends happen either underneath the 200 moving average, or if you go backwards, you'll catch them above it, right? But look at this. Underneath the 200 moving average, all these greens up to the 200 rejected. Even this green right here, if you went right back sell and you're bold enough to say, okay, I was in it, but I got stopped out, I'm going right back sell, you would have made back what you would have lost right here to just flip the trade back around the opposite way. That's what's scary sometimes. Sometimes people swing once and the umpire calls strike and they don't want to take another swing. You choke, you're all like, it's like, you swing for the fences every freaking time. Every freaking time, and you're going to catch a runner. So, this could be a perfect example of, hey, maybe this thing goes red again on XRP. It gets rejected because we never got that. And it comes back down to the point of control. We're not snatching up prices out of thin air and just saying, oh, this price, that price. We're using the volume profile to say, hey, this point of control sometimes drags price like a magnet down here. Could have come back down to $1.09 if it got rejected. Well, there's times where it got rejected before and it reacted like so. So this is where getting above this 200 would be like, okay, maybe we're back. Maybe we're back. So keep an eye. I think the hourly chart right now will tell people a lot what's going on if things are going to be flipping right now. If you're looking at all of them, they're kind of giving you that they need to break past that. So then the 4 hour, this can turn green and start to march towards this 200 moving average. But right now, the 1 hour chart is at the final countdown, everybody. Da-da-dun-dun. Da-da-dun-dun. Happy Monday, everybody. That's what you guys got. The final countdown. That's what we should have did for the intro. All right, let's go to BNB next. Again, I mean, it's clear as day, even on BNB. Do you not want to wait for these trends? Like, cool, I like this momentum. I'm rocking with that. But the fun usually is when this break of this major moving average. Whoop, whoop. It's like, I like that. This buy signal was late, but if you're just rocking off that 200, which I do most of the time, the other ones is more for confirmation. It's pretty easy right here. You got double confirmation, break the 200 and a sell signal right here. You could have handled this sell signal from 676 all the way down to 557. That's one heck of a short on an hourly chart. You could do that. And what are you waiting for right now? This is what we're waiting for. We want to be a part of those fun trends where if it broke above this, it trades into this volume gap. And look at how the point of control on this one's up here. So I'd be looking at, BNB for a play for the momentum of the trades to come back, where BNB is closer to, if it breaks above this 200 moving average, it could trade into this volume gap. And you have the point of control, which acts like a magnet to pull it up here. It doesn't always going to do that, but it can. A lot of this is that recipe for that type of scenario. All right. Okay, let's clear this up a little bit. So $700 BNB possibly in the mix, but we're waiting. We're being patient. Why not? When we were patient on the daily chart, it worked out for us. Do you want this to happen to you? Okay, yeah, this is fun. Boop, never mind. It's like, no, we don't want that to happen, right? So that's why waiting for that confirmation above this is important. So then that would have been the trade. We're indifferent to price. Which way is it breaking out, right? Is it breaking out to the upside? Is it breaking out to the downside? Which way are we going to take this thing? And it could be going lower when you look at the higher time frames. So we need that 1 hour chart to really break out so it can get better. And we can call this the bottom, just like we've been here before. That's what I've been saying for like weeks already. That we actually, price is just time and price always wants to come back. So look, we've been here before. We're here again. This is where, hey, make or break. Are we bouncing off of this thing to go back up and try to test that 200? or are we breaking underneath and gonna go short again? Because if it breaks past this, it's gonna slip. And what is that price? That price is 570. So if it broke like underneath 550, it's most likely gonna slip. But if it got up here and these lower time frames got better, hey, markets can turn out a lot better. Let's go to the next one, Solana. This is what happened to Solana. Solana is a perfect example of how it slipped past all those previous prices. Excuse me. How it slipped past all these previous prices that it hung out at before. And when it broke past that, you could have placed a short and that would have been valid. Let's say you didn't catch the short on the sell signal, right? You don't have this indicator, but you're just using previous price. All this support, once it got broken, whoop, came lower. And this volume profile is dynamic, so it came down here and moved, but this line was over here before. But this is a perfect example of what we were just speaking about on BNB. So Solana right here definitely needs to hold on to this, turn it back around. It actually gave us a signal a lot sooner than everybody else. You know, when Solana was up here at 124, that sell signal was super valid. You know, when Solana first broke the 200 moving average on the daily chart up here, 185, you could have just placed your short up here. We all could have been the short master. You know, so this is why we're waiting for this 200 moving average, because when we trade underneath it, it's bearish. And when we trade above it, it's more bullish. So it's real easy not to get caught up in what's kind of going on. Wars, then no wars, peace, no peace. It's like, hey, when I see this thing break out, whether there's peace on the table or no peace on the table, and it's above the 200 moving average, I'll make peace with my long position on taking the risk of, hey, it's above the 200 moving average. This is what we've been talking about. This is what we've been waiting for. The target's lined up. Pow, take the shot, right? Just like that. So right now, we're just still not there. All right. Gold is something that we've been watching as well, because gold is kind of where, you know, that same thing, you know, it had this amazing run up, but gold has not been doing like how it was before, like when Bitcoin was running and there was all that hype. Even gold has slowed down a bit. So gold has not been left out the equation of, you know, is it going to go lower is the question. And this is where, yeah, you probably could have not got in this, and you're waiting for more confirmation. But this 200 moving average right here, if it starts trading underneath this, you know, its first stop could be right here, 3,900, and then its next stop could be down here. Now we'll see. We'll see. Right now it could bounce off of this and say nope, bounce right off of this and come right back up to the point of control and start creating FOMO at 4,800. But the way the markets are, it's not like with this war and peace and war and peace. It's got a lot of people kind of sitting back because that momentum of gold, the momentum of silver has slowed down quite a bit. And here goes probably your next stop for silver. We actually got the sell signal kind of starting. It's not printed quite yet, but you know, it is starting to do its thing where it could start to trade underneath here and see silver at 54. See silver at $54. So we're gonna keep an eye on the markets. We're gonna keep you guys posted, that's for sure. And we got oil coming down. If oil came back down here, that'd be nice. $80. It's usually good. All right, let's go into some updates. Let's go into some things. We got a space later on. I'm going to show that really quick. This is the Trolls Den space. Go pull up later on. It's in a couple hours. Let me see. I'll be sharing this soon as well at 11 a.m. So we got this knocked out. I actually just was talking to Marlone and stuff. So a lot of stuff going on. So I want to knock out as much as I could early on because we got to, you know, these spaces last quite a bit. So join up on the space later on. And don't miss out. You guys, I'll share the links and you guys will see it all over and whatnot, right? So definitely tune into this. It's gonna be later on, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. So starting 2 p.m. Eastern time and ending at 8 p.m. So, like I said, these spaces, whoo, you gotta put in the work. So we wanted to get a lot of things taken care of early and stuff. So go check this out for sure. And speaking of the space and XPX and going to the space later on, definitely pull up to the space tomorrow, 1 p.m. Don't miss out, fam. Mark your calendars. If you guys are new to XPX or you guys are listening to this on Pump Fun, um, this is kind of the start of what's going to be leading into a lot of new cool things moving forward. So you have a million reasons why you should be a part of this project. We're actually doing really good. We're getting close to 400K in paid orders. It's turning into something, fam. It really is. We started this thing off. This month is our 2 year anniversary. Coming up on the 19th, which is super bullish. So big announcements tomorrow leading up to our anniversary. You guys don't want to miss out for sure. And then yeah, so we started off on the Smart DeFi platform. If you guys don't know, kind of get you guys updated. Come over here to Smart DeFi. We got people snatching up the supply. It's a good time to load up on it. Come over here to Smart DeFi. Check us out. If you love BNB and you want something that's already been programmed for 2 years straight, come over here to Smart DeFi. Check out all the projects on Smart DeFi. A lot of great projects, and they have the bonding curve coming out very soon. And this bonding curve, it's going to be like Pump Fun, but for BNB and stuff. So definitely want to get a part of that. And when that marketing machine turns on for everything, you want to get positioned on these plays that already laid their foundation, because it's going to bring a lot of new eyes to Smart DeFi. They're going to look at a lot of cool projects. They're going to check out XPX. They're going to check out the Space Penguins. They're going to check out Noma Token, because it's just the nature of the thing. When they see, that they're coming out to this new platform and there's projects that have been doing this for 2 years straight, they're going to come and have a look, right? So definitely, you guys have early positions before a lot of cool things come to Smart DeFi overall, and more adoption happens for not just Smart DeFi, but the projects on here. But we started off on Smart DeFi with staking, asset backing, which is pretty bullish. We have quite a bit of BNB. You guys let me know. Over 57 BNB in asset backing right now. At current BNB prices is $34,000. And what that allows you to do is use our smart lending tools, where you can take a loan out against your XPX tokens. And then because we bring such bullish utility to the space, you guys can come over to our website, xpxpay.com, and off ramp that loan. That is a massive, massive tool and an ace that XPX has up its sleeve because of Smart DeFi, where we started off. Now we have a launch on Solana to bring more exposure, to be live on Pump Fun, like we have people tuning in now over there. Like we are live on their main website, on their live platform. If we go to live, to really, get the word about XPX everywhere, right? If you guys come over here and we're live on Pump Fun right on the front page, and people can find out more about XPX. So for many reasons, we came over here to Solana to bring our utility to Solana, to bring exposure to XPX, to bring exposure to the BNB chain as well, what we've been doing, and get that emblem, that logo, the brand XPX on the Phantom wallet, right? But we've been doing this for quite a while. If you guys just found us on Solana, you might think that we're new to the scene, but that is definitely not the case. We have been releasing utility after utility after utility, and you guys don't want to miss out for the next one. We're going to be adding more widgets with an S to this. And we got something special coming up very, very soon this month, where one of these widgets will be added this month. But like I said, widgets. So you guys think, okay, they release, MasterCards, KYC, 1K limit. Awesome. Okay, they got non-KYC cards, 10K limit. Awesome. They got this, they got that. Are they done? No. Even with this next utility and the widget that's going to be added, like I said, and like I've always said, and we've always came through, is this is one widget of many more widgets that are going to come. We are already working on 2027. If you guys want to be a part of a project that's already thinking about 2027 and really thinking about adoption from retail, adoption from the normies, adoption from organizations, really corporate businesses, is where we're aiming a lot of things with XPX right now, moving into the later of this year, Q4 and into Q5 is super important, because we want to focus on these projects, these companies that are going to need us, right? Because one thing about our utilities is that it's not just a shiny object, it's actually a necessity. So the more companies, the more projects that we can onboard and bring really flagship utilities, not just bring them out and yeah, they're great and that's awesome and whatnot, but really bring, like what we're bringing out next, it is premium. This is not mid. This is not novice. This is the next round of widget that gets added to this website. It is absolutely a premium product. And because we want to get premium clients, that's just the math equation that we're adding to XPX. If you want to get premium clients, well, you have to bring premium utility to the table, right? And that's what's going to bring these, clients that are most likely going to bring more volume through our XPX Pay portal that is just shy of $400,000 in paid orders. We have not said that we're going to just go to the gym and work out. We're actually punching the bag. We're actually getting ready for, the massive takeover, the highlight, the heavyweight contender is XPX in this space when it comes to payments. We want to be part of the Mount Rushmore of off-ramp solutions. And there's going to be many other brands in the space, and kudos to them, but we want to be XPX. We want to be a part of that Mount Rushmore. So if you guys are a part of cryptocurrency, if you guys want to start to use your crypto, I use this, okay? I know a lot of people in the space use it. The majority of the volume comes from companies that I've onboarded that I have NDAs with, so I can't really say. And that's why our main focus, into Q4, Q5 is bringing premium utilities for premium clients, so we can get people that need this, that are going to keep using this on a frequent basis, right? So tune in now. Make sure you guys come in tomorrow to our space. It's going to be bullish. It's going to be fun. Obviously, we're going to talk about our achievements, because this is a massive milestone for all of us. And get ready for the next chapter and more to come, because this is just a foot in the door to more premium. And I mean this, premium utilities for XPX. This is premium level stuff. Okay, so come over to xpxpay.com, go to crypto bill pay, and get you guys tapped in. You got both the contract addresses right here at the top, looking very bullish, very easy to get. There's more information about XPX down below that you guys can learn about, especially when it comes to the staking protocol. There's going to be a lot of updates coming to this after some of the utilities are released. So, absorb all of this, but get ready for some cool things to come to this, making our utilities more accessible, more easy to find. And that's a little bit of alpha for you guys right there. And we've been working on this already for months. So the work doesn't stop. Prices might go down in crypto. Emotions might swing like a roller coaster, but the work never stops. And I think that's the most important thing to look at. Is like, the markets are going to go up and down. People's emotions are going to change all the time. But look at the work that's been put behind this time and time again. So, people, whatever. And no, this is a .com opportunity. This is a .com opportunity. If you guys don't want to miss that .com opportunity, give us a follow over here at XPX Token. Like this post says right here, imagine being able to buy a piece of the Internet Foundation protocol in 1995. That's why I'm constantly reminding that, not just for the listeners, the subscribers, the followers, wherever you guys are tuning in from, but a reminder to myself that this is a moment that I don't want it to go to waste. I want to look back at this moment and say, you know what? I really built something that's a part of the everyday life now, because that is what crypto is going to be. It's going to be a part of everyday life, whether you're a meme coin millionaire, whether you're an NFT aficionado, whether you're spending your time in the metaverse and you got a metaverse girlfriend, whatever it might be, and a metaverse Ferrari, you're going to need to spend this in the real world or even in the metaverse. And we have physical and virtual cards for you guys to do. So make sure you guys do not miss out. We're already live in 170 countries. We're already live. We're not working on going live. In 170 plus countries, we're live. Seamless crypto payments are happening right now as we speak, and we're going to continue to do this. We have 170 seeds planted around the world, these purple seeds that we just got to keep watering and turn this into a multi-million-dollar, business. And that's really what it is. This project, this company, the market cap, the overall, everything about it will be multi-million. That's just what it has to be, and it will be, because it's a necessity, right? And we just got to keep putting in the work, do our part, right? So pull in tomorrow. We're going to be doing our part some more. Also pull up later on. We're going to be in the chosen space if you guys want to catch that as well. Let's go into some more projects. Give me a follow also at Rico Moneybags, like that you guys don't miss out and you guys can stay up to the latest and greatest. Let me grab this and post it on the Pump Fund, so everybody in the Pump Fund can check this out. And then we'll go to Meme Link, because you guys pulled up super strong. And then we'll go through all the other projects you guys pulled up super strong. Whole bunch. Like, I'm a community person, man. It comes down to that. That's why we're so strong. It's because we got a real powerful community, and we're getting ready for this breakout right here. Watch. Okay, let's go to Meme Link. Let's go to MK. Show this community some love. Appreciate you guys pulling up. 443K market cap. You know, this is, it could just come back to life, breaking back over 1 million. And it's happened before. It was lower before. It was over here before, 204, and it pumped back up to 10 million. So, you know, a lot of people forget that this is crypto and they want to be all bummed out and stuff, but nothing, like, there's so many projects that were just chilling, right? Quote unquote, maybe just chilling dormant for a while, and then out of nowhere just broke out and caught everybody's attention again. Because when these breakouts happen, they catch everybody's attention, and everybody who sold that's in the Telegram is now buying again. They're still hanging out. They're still hanging out. So come over here, check out Meme Link. This is one that's a runner for sure. Ran before, can run again. Went up to like over 15 mil. Came down, pumped up again. Came down, pumped up again. Came all the way down here. People like, oh, that's it. And it went right back to the areas where, hey, really close to all-time highs all over at $10 million market cap. And it's proof that in crypto, you know, don't fade your conviction plays all the way. Maybe this is the areas, these scary bottoms like Bitcoin 59,000. This is the area where you DCA on your plays when the chart's looking scary. And then you're back at 5 million. You're going to be super happy about that, right? So nice to see you guys pulling up, man. Appreciate you guys. Always strong. Let's go to the next one right here. Manifest. This one's just been holding so strong. They've been manifesting the support. They've been manifesting the line. They've been manifesting the pump. They've been on pure manifestation mode. And I like that because I live off of that. Say what you want, but I live off of that. You got to live. You got to eat. You got to breathe it. You got to sleep it. You got to be it. You got to be like this, just like this. Or if somebody saw you in your backyard or somebody saw you somewhere, they're like, what is this guy doing? Said, I'm humming. And just do your thing, right? It's got to look wild from the outside looking in, right? When you're doing your manifestation, it's gotta look a little bit, it's gotta look a little bit wild. It's gotta look a little bit wild. And this is what you get. You get, you know, $26 million market cap when the market's testing everybody. You know, everybody's market cap is going to be higher when these markets turn around. We just got to be patient for that. But what is MK going to be at? What is Manifest going to be at? What is XPX going to be at? What is, some of these other plays that are just still holding really strong, and the community is obviously still there. Teams are probably still building. It's like when the markets are roaring again, there's going to be a bunch of new investors. And right now is the time to build the floor. If they're building a floor up here at 26 million and the markets get hot again, this thing could be a sender. So they could manifest. You know, we haven't had $100 million market cap play in a while. Could they manifest that? It could be them. It could be them. All right, let's go into some of the next stuff. Because I've been fighting getting sick for like the last 3 days because it's been so nice outside. So then you start like, hanging out a little bit longer and it's chillier and the weather's actually changing, and but it's like, damn, man. But it's just still so nice. All right. Let's go to Bountywork. This is one that's interesting right here. Holding pretty strong at $1 million market cap. And I think this one's cool because we're going to get to talk about new utility at the same time. So what I'm talking about is Pump Fund. Pump Fund has some new utility for everybody. If you go to pump.fund, and you go to Go, you can put out bounties now and earn some meme coin color spray and spray paint your car, and you'll get 4 Solana. So right now you can go vandalize your own car and get, you can go buy some paint that's washable. Easy. But we got all kinds of stuff. Do a backflip off the roof into the pool. Man, back in the day, I would have did that. I can't do it now. And AZ off my buddy's house, I used to do that all the time. Right off his roof. It was so hot. Literally with my motorcycle gear on and everything. be dry in 10 minutes. Like, oh my God, Arizona, just take my boots off and stuff. But literally my motorcycle pants, take my shirt off and just jump in there. But you got all kinds of bounties right now. So we got some, feed the homeless. We got some positive stuff. We got eat a bunch of McDonald's, hold a sign jumping out of an airplane. Shave your eyebrows is wild for $80. No, don't do that. Not for $80. Mm-mm. For one Solana? For not even one Solana. Oh, a Solana and some change right now. All right, so yeah, you got Bounty right now, and you got somebody who was smart enough to make a whole project out of it right away. So you got Bountywork right here, and they're jumping on the meta. So right here, there you guys go. This girl was twerking, saying bounty. This guy poured flour on his head, 0.5, saying bounty. This guy's holding, well, that's pretty bullish. And that's the thing, is like this thing woke people up. You got the guy at the jump pump. This guy put his head in the toilet. Golly. Golly. Oh my God. So, and you're seeing, oh, that's pretty cool actually, where the bounties are being done. Let's see. We should have another. Where do you guys think all the weird bounties are going to come from? We'll be able to see where said, oh, well, you look at that. So we got somebody in Italy. We got somebody over here. So we got some bounty. And this is the thing about crypto. It's just started a job. That's like the whole thing, even like with the miners, like people forget, like crypto did start so we got Rome, we got Jerusalem. So these are the spots that there's some stuff to go. Okay, I get it. I didn't even notice that. I was so busy looking at the globe. I was but go to the Statue of Liberty, 2.5 so go do that. Kiss the wall. Okay. Plaza de Calacio. So they got some cool things. Go to the Coliseum and check it out. So this is probably going to grow. They should also have the list of where like people have done this stuff already as well. I think that'll be fun. All right, so that is Bountywork, fam. Interesting play. Let's go to the X account, see what they're talking about. They got a community made and bag working right here. Guy's getting his head shaved. His head was all right. That's easy for him. Shaved off his eyebrows. Put, sheesh. This could get wild too. Let me know how wild you guys think this could get. As a, how extreme is it? Is it going to turn into Squid Games? He thought about ripping it. He said, nah. I'm about to wall out too much. All right. I don't think I can show it because of the Pump Fund stream. I got to be careful because the Pump Fund stream can get shut down. YouTube would just probably not monetize it, but even scanning other people's stuff on Pump Fund and what you're checking out, you got to be a little bit more careful. All right, so that's Bountywork, everybody. $1 million market cap. We're going to keep an eye on this one because it's new meta. It's new stuff, right? It's a new idea. It's right here, $1 million market cap. Look how much it consolidated underneath here, coming down to 150, coming down close to 100K market cap. And the minute it broke past 1 million, it shot up to $2.3 million market cap. So Bountywork, everybody, getting everybody's attention. Let me know if you guys are willing to do some Bountywork. I was possibly thinking about doing something like that where like you use an XPX card, you feed a homeless person, get you some XPX token, because you could do it in Solana and in XPX for these Bountywork. So pretty bullish if you guys ask me some of the things that people can do. You can get people to sign up, onboard somebody. There's a lot of marketing that come from this Bountywork, and it should definitely be explored. Just even being up here is pretty cool. If you can get it trending, you got, these are nice. These are paid already. So come check them out. All right, let's go to the next play. We're going to go to America. America. We got America right here. This is one that we've been keeping an eye on, and it's been holding pretty strong. It's been flying under the radar. It's still in that same area, but when you see a play that's holding really strong, like I said, when the markets come back roaring, and I think America could very easily become a narrative all over again, right? Right now, there's a lot of peace stuff. It's probably not that positive, but if we can get some of this pump going, some of this momentum, America is back, and it feels like this, and the markets are roaring again. This stuff can get pumping, right? Because then it's right in line with the current sentiment, right? Right now, everybody's on the fence on the current sentiment, like what's going on. But you got America right here. I think this is always going to be a narrative. It's not going anywhere. They're going to have fresh content nonstop that they can post. They can keep everybody updated. You know, even for the fight at the White House, that's going to be pretty amazing. So think about that. And yeah, so they're always going to have fresh content. That's for sure. So this one right here, keep an eye on this. This is um, America. America. So America looking pretty good. Keep an eye on it. If it's holding like this, you know, it could be where next time we see it, it's flying and now it's trending and now it's at $5 million market cap, right? Because that's just how crypto is. And it's kind of these plays like that that you find kind of chilling, kind of one could say dormant. It's like, look at this. Perfect example. That's why we got Troll up here as one of the tickers to show you guys how anything can come back and pop up. And everybody who's sold through here and sold through here and sold through here, when this got the pumping back up, you don't think nobody from here started buying back up at 78 million? Of course they did. Because they're in that telegram and now it's pumping up all over again. And they're like, what's going on? I thought Troll was done. No, you were done. Bounced right off of 10 million, went right back up to $150 million market cap. Real X's right there, real gains right there. And just showing you your conviction play, you're going to have to trust the process. This was over a year. But if it's sitting at 78 million, who cares? You know, your bag is going to be looking wild. It's not going to even make sense. You're going to be scared to open your Phantom wallet. You're not going to want to take your phone out the house. You're going to be like, all right, let me get another phone. So when I leave out the house, I'll leave this phone in the house. I don't even want to lose this phone. Yes, I got the seed phrase, but I still don't want to lose it. So right here, 78 million on Troll, proving that conviction plays can bounce back really strong. And everybody who sold starts to buy right back in. And now it's making the floor up at 78 million. Definitely want to keep an eye on, considering that it went all the way up to 285. And there's always going to be a lot of trolling in the space. It's part of the space. So there you guys go. Troll looking really strong, looking really good. Keep an eye on it at 78 million. This one's probably one of those memes that will live here forever, no matter what. So we covered all of them. I do appreciate you guys pulling up. Like I said, been fighting, not getting sick for the last, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days. I'm going to keep getting that sun. It feels really good. Enjoy it before it gets too hot. You know, got to enjoy that 80, 90 degrees before it turns to 115 degrees here in Vegas. It gets super hot. Appreciate you guys pulling up. All the communities, XPX pulling super strong. Meme Link community pulling up super strong. You guys are super bullish. Markets turning around little by little. Bitcoin's price is at what now? Let's see. 63, 700 and some change. 15-minute chart where a lot of this magic is kind of happening. Is it still looking magical? For the most part, yes. And they can keep trending up where you start scaling these. Okay, 30-minute looking good. 45-minute, not there quite yet. Needs to break through. But this is where all these confirmations start to come together where you're like, okay, maybe it's starting to turn around. But start stacking up these time frames. 15 is good. 30 broke past the 200. 45 needs to break past the 200. And one of the most important ones is going to be this 1 hour one, that breaking past, 64, 65K. This is where you can see Bitcoin kind of looking strong all over again, and some bullish posts being made. And everybody's like, we're back, baby. We're back. We're going back to 70. So we'll keep an eye on it day by day, keep our fingers on the pulse of crypto. That's what we've been doing, even on these higher time frames where I told you guys to be patient. If anybody that was patient, anybody that was tuning in, sharing this for your communities, your community will have more money to buy your favorite project right now if they were tuning into these streams to get this alpha, right? Because it's not even about making $1 million in one day. You could have placed a nice short right here, took profits, bought more meme link, bought more XPX, bought more whatever you wanted to, right? Not financial advice, but something that you could have done. And that's why these streams are super important. And but keep tuning in. We got the sell signals on this daily chart still kind of valid. We're looking on the shorter time frames to see if we can have this breakout actually happen and get the markets back roaring. Till then, like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys can't do that, continue to come back and experience abundance money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is.
So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do, it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no